from
somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
California. This is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Friday, August 21st, and it's 2:55 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. I am in Folsom, California, which is right outside of Sacramento. I'm playing with Chad Bushnell tonight. We're playing at the Red Hawk Casino. So if you're somewhere in this area, come to the lounge, friend. I'll buy you a beer. We go on, I don't know, probably 9 or something. We play 3 sets. I am sitting in the hotel room, and it's past noon, so I'm going to open the first beer of the day. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to drink this beer, and after I post this episode, I'm going to probably try to take a little nap. Take a sip of this fine Modelo. Ah, that's good. So I went to the Black Crowes last night with Ralph Miller, who, by the way, just made a donation, I think like $138 donation to the truck carrier fund. Who knew there was a truck carrier fund? But there is now. I am transporting my pickup truck on a car carrier from San Francisco to an undisclosed location in New York on around Labor Day, a little bit around, somewhere around then. Not a specific day. They haven't lined up the truck yet, but that's when it's supposed to happen. And it's costing me about $3,200, so I could use the support. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Ralph Miller. I really appreciate it. And Ralph purchased 2 tickets last night to the Black Crowes and Whiskey Myers and the Whiskey Myers band, and he asked me to go with him, and we had a great time. I met up with Craig Bearhorse from the Butlers and Manitoba, and his wife Pam. We had a little bit of Mexican food, then we all went to the show and met in the bar and had a few beers. $24 Modelos. Thank you, Shoreline Amphitheater. Whiskey Myers band was really good. I've never heard of the Whiskey Myers band, but there were a lot of people there to see them. A lot of girls in shorts and cowboy boots, and they all had, and not all of them, but most of them were wearing Whiskey Myers t-shirts, and the place was packed for Whiskey Myers. And after Whiskey Myers, pardon me, I'm coughing up this fine Modelo. Let me take a sip. They had 2 great guitar players. A singer, little bit generic for me, and the songs a little generic, but they had a good sound. They were a little Lynyrd Skynyrd sound, I guess, a little hard rock version of Lynyrd Skynyrd without the catchy songs. They were really good, and they were really, really well received. I would say they were better received than the Black Crowes, which some people left after Whiskey Myers before the Black Crowes came on. We had front row, I guess you could say second row. We were kind of front where we were. I mean, we were 15 feet from Rich Robinson, the guitar player for Black Crowes. The singer for the Black Crowes, I want to like the guy, but the guy is a fucking clown, man. He was barefoot, come on. And he was doing these dumb androgynous dances, like, it was just dumb. It was just like, he was trying to do Rod Stewart in the Faces, but it was kind of like a caricature of Rod Stewart in the Faces. I've seen Black Crowes like 2 or 3 times now. Undisclosed Raquel and I saw them up in Woodstock last year, and it was the same. And he doesn't sing all the lyrics of the song; he kind of scats them. They had a good sound. Both bands had, the guitar players had great tones. They had a new bass player this time. This guy from band Burning Tree. I don't remember his name. He was about 4'9", with curly hair. A decent bass player. Played short scale basses, which I like. Had a great time, drank a lot of beers, drove home a little too buzzed, and I will not do that again. I almost hit a motorcycle, but I didn't, thank God. I won't do that again. So here I am. I got up at like 5:30 in the morning, got home about midnight, so I'm on no sleep. here I am at the, what is it called? I don't know. It's a hotel in Folsom, California. Playing the Red Hawk Casino tonight. I would love to see you, friends. Tomorrow we are playing a festival called the Kennedy Meadows Festival. It's a weekend thing going. It's like a weekend country music festival. We played last year, had a great time. And after that, I'm driving, as soon as we get off stage, I'm loading up my gear, driving back to the dungeon in San Francisco and taking an Uber to the airport and meeting undisclosed Raquel in an undisclosed location in Florida to hunt for undisclosed animals under the sea. Okay. I have an audio comment. By the way, please keep these comments coming. I appreciate it. They're coming every day. I'm getting more. Nix, who is doing I think she's participating in the dog day. She called him with something. I don't know, but I'll play hers later or on another episode. I got Chuck Spear, gave a Night Ranger show review. I'll do in another episode. Hopefully Ralph Miller's going to do another show review. So I could use a few more, friends. Record them into your phone, send them to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. And I've received no responses about the PR. Again, I'm going to say it one more time, or not, I'm going to probably say it every time until I find a PR person. Undisclosed Raquel wants me to get a PR person. She's trying to advance my career. Career? She's trying to advance me somehow. Okay, she's trying to help her friend Michael Butler out. And I need a PR person. Also, I need you to email me rockandrollgeek@gmail.com or on the Facebook group which I didn't create, etc., etc. Let me know, or write a bio. Either A, write a bio of Michael Butler. B, tell me why you listen to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, or describe the Rock and Roll Geek Show. That's a good one. Describe the Rock and Roll Geek Show in your words. Tell me how long you've been listening and why you listen. All right, friends? Do that. Send it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. All right, Sandy Hyde called in with a brush with greatness. I think it's a long one, which is fine with me. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Sandy.
Michael Butler. How you doing, my friend?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. Thanks for asking.
Friend of the show, Sandy Hyde.
And friend of mine.
Or some of your listeners may know me as Sandy Hazard or Spot McCracken. It's all the same to me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear you're settled in upstate New York and life is treating you better. So that's great to hear. I thought it might be interesting to do a segment called Brush with Greatness.
Yes, send me your brush with greatness, friend. I'm going to turn off this air conditioner.
I've been playing music since probably I was about 14 or 15 years old when I first joined my first band. And, over the past, whatever it's been, 40 years, I met quite a lot of musicians and rock stars and stuff like that in my time in various bands. So I thought it might be interesting to tell a story where we've both met somebody who's well known, and it was an interesting experience.
Yeah, send me your brush with greatness, friends.
Around that.
I love it.
So I'll start. So this would have been around 1990. I was in the band Pretty Boy Floyd. Not the LA band, but the band from Vancouver.
I didn't know there were two.
And we had just gone through a major legal battle with MCA Records to have it was basically over the name dispute or over the band name with these LA clowns that claimed they owned the name. So long story short, it went on for several months, and then we ended up settling out of court with them.
You mean you paid them?
To fight the MCA machine of lawyers.
Yeah.
So we switched our band name to Tommy Floyd, and because we figured, well, our singer's name was actually Tommy Floyd, so nobody could really screw us, after that. But it was kind of a drag because we built up quite a following and been in lots of big rock magazines and opened for some pretty big bands and whatnot. So, it was kind of a bummer, but we ended up getting this gig in New York to play at some, I think it was like a week-long festival, pretty much in and around Manhattan, Times Square area. So the flights were booked and the show was booked. They had us booked at the Cat Club, and so we flew out of Seattle, or actually Bellingham, which is just across the border from Vancouver, British Columbia, where I'm from. And so we flew in to, I think it was, I don't know, LaGuardia or JFK, and then we caught a cab, and the cab was driving, a crazy fast speed, and he was probably doing like 80, 90 miles an hour at one point. And so that was our introduction, just arriving in New York was this crazy cab drive to the hotel. So we got to the hotel, which was in Times Square, and just on the outskirts of Times Square by like half a block, but we were pretty much in the thick of it. And so we got into the hotel, and I think we were there for a couple of days at least. And so we thought, okay, well, we had some time to kill, so let's go explore New York. So we went into Times Square, and it was this chocker block full of like really seedy people, and there was strip clubs everywhere.
Back in the good old days of Times Square.
Foreign theaters. There was guys on the corners,
selling drugs.
Corner pretty much selling drugs and fake driver's licenses, that kind of thing. So it was when New York was still a pretty seedy kind of shithole before they, I think it was Giuliani that Disneyfied it and kind of ruined it. So we were looking around, and we see this strip bar that's like one of those peep shows. And in Vancouver, which was quite infamous at the time for strip bars. I think one of our strip bars was immortalized in the Girls tune by Motley Crue, where one of the strip bars called the Marble Arch is immortalized in that song. So we had some pretty great strip bars in Vancouver, but we didn't have peep shows. So we're like, oh, we got to check this out. So me and my singer, Tom, we went into this peep show. And,
together.
It was kind of a weird setup where you've got like this sort of almost like central kind of ring where the stripper or dancer is in the middle. And then you have all these rooms surrounding the stripper with
guys masturbating.
Those that kind of automatically go up and down when you put your money in. And the more money you put in, the more the stripper will dance. So we're funneling money in there, and the two of us went in the same booth, which you're not supposed to do. And
unless you're gay.
So the stripper is doing her thing, and Tom made some joke about something, and then she happened to notice laughing at us, or laughing at her, sorry. And so she gets pissed off.
Yeah, don't laugh at a stripper.
Her mouthing,
fuck you.
Are you laughing at me, kind of thing, and pointing at us. And we're like, oh shit, we're in trouble now. And then so all of a sudden the door opens to the booth that we're in. And this guy, security guy, is all pissed off, and it's like, you can't be in here. Two people can't be in here, and then he ended up kicking us out of the peep show. So we left that, and then we went.
I love it.
To meet up with the other guys in the band, and then we took the subway down to Greenwich Village. To this record store that we'd heard about that was, kind of
Bleecker Bob's.
Yeah. That was in the village. So we go to Bleecker Bob's, and they've got all sorts of cool records there, and really cool, obscure, band T-shirts that you never see anywhere else, at least back then, anyways. And I was really into the Dolls around that time, and they had this really cool New York Dolls T-shirt. So I bought that, and then we left back to the hotel, and then we had to go to SIR rehearsal studios. I don't think we picked up the gear, but we had to pick out gear, and then they were going to ship it to the Cat Club that we were playing later that night. So we went to SIR, picked out the gear, and then and then we ended up catching a cab a bit later on to the Cat Club. So we tell the cab driver to take us there. So, he's driving for a few blocks and whatnot, and then we get there. And then we notice it's not the Cat Club, it's the Kit Kat Club, which is a strip bar. And we're like, no, this isn't the place, man. He didn't speak English very well, so it took us a few minutes to like explain to him that this isn't the right place. So he finally gets us to the Cat Club. So we go in, and we see Jerry Miller from Metal Edge magazine is in the crowd, and I was pretty sure Eric Carr from Kiss was sitting with her, but I didn't go up and talk to her. But she did feature us in Metal Edge. It was either that year or the year before, in the Rock and the Rise column in Metal Edge magazine. And so I thought, oh, that's cool. And then, so we did our show, and we played a really good set. It wasn't all that many people there. I think it was like half full or something like that. And it was a weeknight. So we finished the show, and then this Tammy woman who booked us the show said, "Oh, do you want to go check out some of the sites, in and around New York, some of the classic rock and roll hangouts?" Yeah, for sure. So she goes, "Okay, I'm going to take you to this newer place, but it's really popular, called the Scrap Bar." And we're like, "Okay, cool." So we get in the cab and we show up at the Scrap Bar.
By the way, these are all Raquel's stomping ground places.
And we go in and we order a couple of beers, and so I'm standing there with my bass player, and then these two guys come in and they walk past us, and I'm looking at the guy, and the guy kind of looks familiar. He's like pretty short and kind of looked like a New York rock rat from back then, but I couldn't really place on who it was. And so I didn't think much about it.
Johnny Thunders?
So we're just sitting there drinking beers and just kind of taking in the sights and whatnot. And then so this guy comes up to me, and he's got a really thick New York accent. And he goes, "Hey, you see that guy right there on your shirt right here?" And he's pointing at
That's me.
Thunders on my T-shirt. So I'm wearing the doll shirt I bought at Bleecker Bob's earlier that day. And he goes, "Yeah, that guy right there, Johnny Thunders. He's standing right over there."
I told you, I guessed it.
I look over, and sure enough, it's the guy that. Just
I don't know why I guessed it. I swear to God, I have not listened to this comment.
I'm like, oh shit! So I'm pretty pumped because I was really into the dolls at the time.
Uh-oh.
So I go up and
this ain't gonna end well.
Introduce myself to him, and I think I chatted with him for about maybe 5 minutes or so, and he was cool enough.
Oh, good.
Talking, and I was asking him what he was up to, and he said he was working on a new record, and I said that the last thing I'd heard with him was some stuff he did with Michael Monroe, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was quite a while ago." But anyways, we chatted for a little bit, and then I just left him alone, and then so I thought I was pretty stoked about that. And unfortunately, back then, as you know, it wasn't cool to bring a camera to a club, so I wasn't able to get a picture with him. But anyway, so we left the Scrap Bar after a while, and then she recommended us we go to the Limelight Club, which I believe the Limelight had locations in New York, Chicago, and London, I think. And the one in New York was a Catholic cathedral, like a full-on Catholic church cathedral that the Catholic Church, for whatever reason, maybe they couldn't afford, or they had to pay out somebody or something like that, and they sold it to these guys who converted it into a nightclub. So we go in, and this place was wild. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
what was it called?
We go in, and the first thing I see is a line of the stacks of old school TVs stacked on.
Oh, the
top of each
Limelight.
other,
Okay, yeah.
They're all playing porn on these TVs, and this is just right when you walk in, and it's a Catholic, a former Catholic church. I'm like, that's pretty sacrilegious, but I thought it was hilarious. And then so we walk in and we grab some drinks and whatnot, and then we kind of toured the whole club, and they had like little where the what do you call it, confession booths are. They had they had little sort of chairs and whatnot in there, so you could sit, hang out, drink in these confession booth areas. And then where all the pews were, that was like the big dance floor area, and they had a boxing ring set up. I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy. So they had this boxing ring set up, and it was these chicks that were like boxing when we got there. It was chicks boxing. And then so we're looking around, and my bass player leans over, and he goes, hey, it's like all the chicks here, they mostly look like dudes. Looking around, and sure enough, looking and assessing the situation. And they all look kind of like they were transvestites. And which is whatever. But so we were like, okay, well, let's go hit up some other places. So we ended up going to a few other bars, and it's like probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then she took us to like some classic, pizza place that was really well known, and then got some other went to some other place to get some pita bread and hummus, and then we were walking around with beers in our hands. There's cops all over the place, but cops didn't give a shit if you drank and walked around.
Good old days.
Now, you definitely couldn't do that in Vancouver back then, so we thought that was pretty cool. And then I don't remember this, but about a year ago, my guitar player, who lives in Sweden now, he was moving, and he found this caricature sketch that apparently we did when we were pissed out of our tree, walking around that night, and it was a caricature sketch of the whole band, and I completely forgot about it, and so he sent me a copy of that, so that was kind of cool. And then so we ended up getting back to the hotel around 5 o'clock in the morning, and then made our way back to Vancouver. The next day, got majorly harassed by the Canadian border guards because we were kind of like the motley crew of Vancouver. So we were all wearing like ratty leather jackets and Gestapo boots and ripped jeans and blue-black hair. So we weren't very shall I say a proper look to go through customs. So they ended up holding us up 2 or 3 hours, and then they finally couldn't find any drugs on us, which I think they were looking for, and let us back into Canada. But yeah, so that was my brush with greatness with meeting Thunders, so which is kind of a rarity. And I think he died literally like 9 months later, because this would have been like middle of 1990, and I believe Thunders died early. It might have been March or April.
In New Orleans, I stayed at the hotel he died in, right above the room.
Kind of fortunate to meet the guy, and so I thought I'd tell that story, give you some content, and maybe you got something similar that you could share with the rock and roll geek folks, and that maybe you haven't talked about before. So anyways, friend, good to chat, and I hope you're doing well. And I have a song that we did from our Pride and Disgrace attempt project.
I have not given up on that.
I'm going to get mixed properly, so I'll pass that on to you over the next few months when the song's all mixed, and you can play it on the show.
Thank you for
Anyways, take care, brother. Good chatting. Bye now.
All right, there you go. You too can leave me a brush with greatness. Just record it into your phone, email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, like Sandy Hyde did. Thank you, Sandy. I really appreciate that. I saw Johnny Thunders at the Independent in San Francisco a long time ago. This is probably about, 3 or 4 years before he died, maybe. This was in the early 90s. I don't know when he died, but Undisclosed Raquel and I went to New Orleans, and we stayed at that hotel. I forget what it was called, but it was right in the French Quarter. All right, thank you for listening to this Day 20 Dog Days episode. Send me your Brush with Greatness or anything else. Record it into your phone. Email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, like Sandy Hyde did and Ralph Mueller did and everybody else. I really appreciate you supporting the show, friends. I really, really appreciate it. I was not expecting to get as many contributions as I have gotten. So I really appreciate it. It makes me feel good, friends. I had a Zoom call with Stephen Laperriere yesterday. We're working on the book every week. We're doing another. I'm talking about another part of my life or music part, whatever, and he's going to turn it into a book. I guess that's what people do now. I actually wrote about maybe 35, 40%, maybe 45%, and the rest he's going to help me finish, and hopefully we'll have a Michael Butler book coming out one of these days. Will anybody buy it? Nah, no one's going to buy it, but it'll still be cool to have. And, we'll figure out something to do with friends of the show and have a book giveaway or something. Or I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen, friends? Maybe a PR guy would be good for the book. Again, I can use a PR person. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to try to get this thing posted and try to get a 30-minute nap in because I'm on no sleep. And we're playing 3 sets late night at the Red Hawk Casino. I hope to see you tonight, friends. Michael Street is doing a show a day, or a album a day for the Dog Days. And this is a band that Blake Johnston, Rock and Roll Brian Cranston, was in. They were called Drag Strippers. The Drag Strippers? Is that what they were called? Fuck. I think it was the Drag... Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Rock and Roll Brian Cranston. I think it's the Drag Strippers. I think. But this song is called Number One with a Bullet. I think he's doing a GoFundMe or something to try to get this thing pressed on vinyl. Go to the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group and you'll see the name of the album and everything. Brian Cranston, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole and don't know the name of the band. I think it was the Drag Strippers. I'm probably wrong. Butler put his foot in his mouth again. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, friends. rockandrollgeek.com, dogdaysofpodcasting.com. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group. You got to answer a few questions that the Sheriff, Richard Fusey, made up. So we know you are not one of those people dressed as women at a women's boxing match. All right, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, here's Blake Johnston's band. I'll talk to you tomorrow, friends. Please keep the donations coming like Ralph Mueller. Thank you again, Ralph Mueller. I really appreciate it. You are saving my ass. You too can save my ass. If you get any value out of this show, please go to rockandrollgeek.com, hit the donate link. My Venmo is at Michael-Butler-11. Anything helps. PayPal, Patreon. It's all at rockandrollgeek.com. Hit the donate link. I appreciate it, friends. Here's what's his fucking name? It's Rock and Roll Brian Cranston. Blake Johnston's band. All right. It's called Number One with a Bullet. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Done, it makes me wanna cringe. Cause I know she must be planning her revenge, pretending not to care about my secret life. It's torn her up inside. It's getting harder for her to hide it. It's coming around, coming around. What was I thinking when I thought I had it made? All I had was my nerve. Now I guess it's time to get what I deserve. She's gonna make me wish I'd never seen her face. She'll cut me down to size, and I can see
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.